Hello, my name is Dane and I want to welcome you to Rapid Ghost. I am a web developer and I have been using and developing for Ghost since it was released in 2013. In this course, we will learn about the Ghost blogging platform and why it's gaining so much popularity. By the end of this course, you will be publishing content on your amazing new blog with ease. In this first section, we will learn what Ghost is. We will learn what Node.js is and what it has to do with Ghost. We will go over the objectives of the course, and we will find out what we can expect for the future of the Ghost blogging platform. In this first video of the series, we are going to learn about Ghost and what sets it apart from other blogging platforms. We will see how it makes publishing content fun and why it's a great choice for your blog. Let's start by getting acquainted with the Ghost website. Open up your browser and navigate to ghost.org. Here on the home page, you can see that they describe Ghost as a simple but powerful publishing platform. The philosophy of Ghost is a focus on blogging and content without getting weighed down by all the extra stuff that you find in platforms like WordPress. Let's scroll down the page and take a look at some of the different features that Ghost currently offers. First, we see a desktop and mobile view of an example blog running on Ghost. I'm attracted right away to the beautiful style of this blog, and I already want one for myself. Next, it gives us a peek at what the article publishing area looks like on a desktop and also on a mobile device. On the left, you can see what it looks like on a standard browser, and to the right, an iPhone. In the mobile era we live in today, being able to write content on the go using your phone is a huge deal. Another huge factor in choosing a blogging platform is search engine optimization. Although Ghost is lightweight, it doesn't compromise where it matters. Having a search-friendly blog helps more people find your content through Google and other search engines. Ghost uses search-friendly URLs, HTML markup, and it is also lightweight and high speed. These are all huge factors considered by search engines when ranking web pages. The best part is that we can get a Ghost blog up and running in a matter of minutes using Ghost's paid hosting solution. We will cover this in detail in a future video. Popular blogs like Coding Horror and Envato are already using Ghost. Let's navigate to the Envato blog to see what Ghost looks like in action. Let's open a new tab and navigate to inside.envato.com. It looks like they're using the free theme that comes with Ghost. There are many options when it comes to Ghost themes. You will be able to find both premium and free themes and add-ons in the Ghost marketplace, which we will cover in more detail in an upcoming video. Going back to this live Ghost blog, we can see that it's fast, clean, and simple. The home page lists the most recent post. Let's click this post so we can take a look at the post page. Here we get the full content of the article. As you can see, we can add media like images, audio, and video to our post. As we scroll down, we see that the content is clean and easy to read. You can use headings, quotes, and a variety of different markup elements in your posts. Here at the bottom of the post, they have author information and a comment section for readers to contribute and interact with the blog. Ghost doesn't currently include a built-in commenting system, but there are several third-party commenting systems that we can install in our theme, like Disqus, which is what they are using on this blog. So as we can see, Ghost holds up to their word by providing a simple and elegant solution for blogging. So in this video, we got acquainted with the Ghost homepage and some of the features it offers for a great blogging experience. We also looked at an example of a live running Ghost blog to see how it looks in application. In the next video, we will find out what Node.js is and what it has to do with Ghost. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the second video, we are going to learn about the amazing Node.js technology that Ghost runs on. By the end of this video, you will be familiarized with Node and how websites run on Node. A bit of confusion can occur when it comes to Node.js because it's a new and very different technology than what the web is used to. This video should serve to clear up some of the questions that many people have about Node, by learning what it is and how it applies to the web. Let's get started by opening the node.js homepage at nodejs.org. Here we can see that it says Node.js is a platform built on Chrome's JavaScript runtime. JavaScript is a scripting language that is traditionally included on web pages and runs in your web browser. So Node allows JavaScript to be executed anywhere, and in the case of Ghost, it runs on the server side and allows application logic to be written in JavaScript. The rest of the technical jargon means that it's fast. When it comes to websites, faster is always better. I already have Node installed on my Mac, so I will demonstrate a couple of things to illustrate how it works. To understand how installing Ghost works, let's take a look at npm and the package.json file. npm is the Node package manager. It comes packaged in the Node.js installer. npm allows you to install modules located in their repository. Many Node programs like Ghost will make use of many of the modules that are available in npm. Here in the root directory of Ghost, let's take a look at the package.json file. This file contains information about the program, including its version, description, and other meta information. Then we notice a list of dependencies in the file. These are the module that Ghost uses from npm, and it lets npm know to install them with Ghost because Ghost depends on them to work. So when you install Ghost, you will enter the command npm install. It will read the package.json file and install all of the dependencies so that Ghost can make use of them. So as a quick example, I will use Node to execute some basic JavaScript code on my Mac. Here I'm declaring a function that will add two numbers together, and now I will execute it to get the sum of 5 plus 5. As we can see, we get the sum of 10. So JavaScript code is now running outside of my web browser. Let's go back to the node.js homepage. Scroll down to an example web server. Here's the major difference between launching a Node-based website and a more traditional website that can cause some confusion. This code creates a web server at the address 127.0.0.1 on port 1337. This is your local host. I'm going to copy this Hello World web server code and give it a run on my local computer to demonstrate this basic example. First, I'm creating a new file called server.js to put the server code into. I'm just going to paste the code in and save. The command for executing a node.js file is the keyword node with the file name. As you can see, our web server is now running at 127.0.0.1 on port 1337. Let's see what this looks like when I open it up in the browser. Hello world. This is the most basic example of a web page running on node.js. So in this video, we learned what node.js is and what it does. We learned how running a website on Node works, and we ran the example Hello World Node web application. In the next video, we will find out what Ghost has in store for the future and how we can stay up to date with the latest and greatest features. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this third video, we will cover the objectives of Rapid Ghost. At the end of this video, we will be ready to take actionable steps towards launching our Ghost blog. In previous chapters, we talked about some of the differences between Ghost and the different platforms and systems that have been in use for years. This doesn't mean that they are any better or any worse. It just means that Ghost is built on new technology that is quickly growing in popularity. Don't let this intimidate you. The next sections are designed to make the process of setting up your blog and understanding how everything works a breeze. In section 2, we will start by covering the options available for hosting your Ghost blog and identify the best option for you. Based on your choice, we will cover the installation and upgrading process for Ghost. In the third section, we will go over every aspect of proper setup and configuration of your blog. If you already have a blog on WordPress, we will import all of your content to your new Ghost blog. In section 4, we will learn all about Ghost themes and apply some recommended add-ons to our blog. We will start off by going over the anatomy and structure of a Ghost theme. If you have some development experience, you will find theming for Ghost to be fun and easy. Most likely you will want to start by browsing and downloading a theme to use from the Ghost Marketplace. Finally, once we have our blog set up and looking awesome, all that's left to do is post some content. Most content management systems use WYSIWYG editors to edit content. In Ghost, we will learn how to mark up our posts for style with Markdown instead. After all, this is the cool way to do it. After you've learned to create your post and manage your content, you'll be having a blast with your awesome new blog. In the next video, we will find out what Ghost has in store for the future and how we can stay up to date with the latest and greatest features. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. We're going to wrap up section 1 by going over the Ghost roadmap. Just when we thought Ghost couldn't get any better, we will see what features and improvements are in store for the future. In my opinion, Ghost is already the coolest blogging platform around, even though it is still very new. This means that there is still a numerous amount of amazing features and improvements to be released in the very near future. Let's take a look at what the awesome developers at Ghost have planned. The easiest way to find the planned features page is to navigate to their GitHub repo located at github.com. Use the search bar at the top and search Ghost. Click on the result that reads Try Ghost Ghost. Ghost is an open source project, so this page contains the latest source code for the Ghost platform. Click on the wiki link to the right. This is where we find all the information related to the development of Ghost. Use the page search bar on the right side of the page and let's search for planned features. Let's click the link and find out what we can expect from Ghost in the near future. A lot of the text in here is pretty technical, but we can scan through and get a good idea of what they have planned. Please note that this page may be different at the time that you are viewing this video, and some of the features we discussed may already be implemented. It will still serve as a reference for future plans for Ghost at the time that you are watching this video. If we scroll down a little bit, we will see where is the dashboard. This is probably the most anticipated feature for Ghost. The dashboard will be a visual overview of your blog, displaying various metrics related to your blog and your content. To get an idea of what the dashboard will look like, let's check out one of the mockups that Ghost has released. As we can see, the dashboard shows visits, social metrics, content information, and more. Keep in mind that this is just a mockup, and the real thing might be a little bit different, although I do think that it gives us a good picture of what we will be seeing when we log into our blog. Now let's go back to the planned features page. As you scroll down this page, it will list all of the planned features and a short description for each one. This page is available for reference at any time on Ghost's GitHub repository. Now let's open up another tab and take a look at the Ghost development blog. The address is dev.ghost.org. Here we can get the latest news on Ghost development. This is a great way to stay up to date with weekly posts about Ghost-specific meetings and other insider news. So in this chapter, we found out how to stay up to date with everything going on with Ghost development by visiting Ghost's GitHub wiki, looking at the planned features page, and visiting the Ghost development blog. If you love Ghost as much as I do, this is something you will do on a regular basis. So we have quite a bit to cover in this course. We will now move on to section 2, where we will install and configure our first Ghost blog. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this second section, we will learn about the options for hosting Ghost and walk through the installation process. By the end of this section, you will have Ghost installed and ready for configuration. We're going to start this section by discussing options for hosting your blog. Depending on your choice of hosting, we will cover the installation process for Ghost's managed hosting service, Linux, and also Mac computers. After the installation, we will make sure your blog is always up to date and secure by learning how to upgrade to the most current version of Ghost. Some people might be a little put off at first when they find out that Ghost cannot be run on most shared hosting services. In reality, it's not as scary as it might seem. So in this video, we will help you pick the right hosting service for your Ghost blog. You have a couple of options for hosting your Ghost blog. We can either choose a managed or an unmanaged hosting service. We will discuss managed hosting first, since this is what I recommend to most people interested in using Ghost. Managed hosting means the hosting company takes care of maintaining the server and all the other technical details to make sure that Ghost stays running flawlessly. Let's quickly go over some of the pros for using a managed hosting service. It's a quick and easy setup process with an automatic installation. There's no prior server admin experience required. Servers are optimized to run Ghost, and they are cheap. If you decide to use a managed host, your safest bet will be with the Ghost Pro service. This hosting is provided by the creators of Ghost, so you can feel confident knowing that your blog is in good hands. Let's click on the pricing link at the very bottom of the page to learn more about Ghost Pro hosting. As you can see, we get a free 14-day trial with no strings attached, which is great. And then the monthly cost to host your blog is only $10. You really can't beat this option for hosting a single Ghost blog. This includes email support from Ghost, which you won't get with any other service, and automatic backups, upgrades, and installs. So if you want to get up and running quickly with quality hosting for your blog, Ghost Pro is definitely the way to go. Let's take a look at a couple of other options real quick. First, we have runkite.com. They also offer a free trial, and the hosting cost is only $5 a month. This is a great option if you want to pay a little bit less for your hosting. Then there is ghostify.io, which also offers a free 30-day trial and then costs $6.35 a month. I haven't used either of these services personally, so I can't speak of their quality. They are just other options that are available if you decide for some reason to not use the hosting provided by Ghost. Let's move on and see some of the pros to using an unmanaged hosting solution. Let's talk about unmanaged hosting. Again, this option is not ideal for someone with no server admin experience. Although if you really want to go this route, you can find good tutorials online about setting up and securing a server for the web. This option gives more control over your blog and your server configuration. For example, if you wanted to add a varnished cache server to give your blog a boost in speed, an unmanaged server makes this possible. You can also run as many Ghost blogs or websites as your server can handle. I run my personal Ghost blog on a DigitalOcean VPS. I highly recommend them if you decide to go this route. They have great pricing starting at only $5 per month. Rackspace.com and Linode.com also offer good VPS hosting solutions for your Ghost blog as well. In this video, we learned about the different options available to you for hosting your blog. In the next video, we will launch our first Ghost blog using the Ghost Pro managed hosting service. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the second video of section 2, we will set up a Ghost blog with Ghost Pro managed hosting. Upon completing this video, you will have your first Ghost blog online and ready for content. Ghost can be difficult to set up without any web or server administration experience. We're going to simplify the process by taking advantage of Ghost's managed hosting solution. Open up your browser and navigate to the Ghost homepage at ghost.org. The first thing we need to do is register an account. Let's enter our username, email address, and password into the form on the homepage and click the Test It Out button. Now that we've registered, we need to take a moment and verify our email address. Open up the email from Ghost and click on the link to confirm your account. Now that we are logged in and back at the home page, we have two options for starting a new blog. We're going to sign up for a 14-day free trial of Ghost Pro, which is their quick and easy managed hosting solution. Please be aware that the cost for hosting one blog is $10 a month after the 14-day trial period is over. Let's click on the Test It Out button now to create our new blog. Now we need to enter the title of our blog and the desired URL. After we're done, let's click on the I'm ready, let's do this button to launch our blog. We're now at the management page of our blog. Here's our blog URL. We can click it and see that we're already up and running. Here's some stats on our blog, and when we're ready to upgrade our account, we can click this button here. Here's a button to go right towards writing a post. Now let's click on the settings button below to see what other settings are available for our blog. As you can see, there's a few things we can do on this page. We have the option of changing our blog name and URL that we set when we started. It also gives us the option of using a custom domain instead. The custom theme settings gives us the option of uploading a custom theme that we downloaded from the marketplace or from a third-party theme developer. At the bottom, we have the option to delete our blog, but who would want to do that? Let's click the back button on our browser and go back to the management page. Let's go ahead and click on the Write a Post button. Before we can write a post, we have to create our blog's admin account. Enter your name, email address, and the password you want to use for your blog's admin area, and click on the OK, let's do this button. We are now in our blog's administration panel. You can also get to this page by entering your domain name /ghost. We will go over everything you can do in the powerful administration page in future videos. But for now, let's click on the button at the very top left of the page to see that our new Ghost blog is up and running. Congratulations! Our new Ghost blog is up and ready to go. In the next video, we will learn how to install Ghost on a Linux server. If you plan to only use Ghost Pro, you can skip ahead to section 3. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this third video of section 2, we will walk through the process of installing Ghost on a remote Linux server. If you decided to use an unmanaged hosting service, you most likely need to install Ghost on a Linux server. I will be installing Ghost on Ubuntu Server 12.04. Depending on the Linux distribution you choose, the process outlined in this video may be slightly different. So in this video, we will use Linux Terminal to install Node.js and Ghost. There's a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's open up our Linux terminal. First, we need to get Node.js and Node Package Manager installed. Run sudo apt-get install Python software properties. Many of these commands will need to be run as super user, so you might be prompted to enter your password when running commands with sudo. Now we're running sudo apt-add repository ppa:chris-lea/node.js. After that, run sudo apt-get update. We just added the latest version of Node.js to our Linux package manager. If you are running a different flavor of Linux, you may have a different package manager. If this is the case, please Google the process for installing Node.js on your flavor of Linux. Now we're going to install Node by running sudo apt-get install node.js. After it finishes, run node-v and npm-v to make sure that Node and Node Package Manager installed properly. This will tell you the current version that installed. Now we need to download the latest version of Ghost to our server. Let's make sure that we have curl and unzip installed. This way we can download and unzip Ghost. Run sudo apt-get install libcurl3 and php5-curl and unzip. After that finishes, we will download Ghost with curl-L followed by the URL to the latest version of Ghost -o followed by ghost.zip. And now we need to unzip it with unzip-uo ghost.zip-d followed by the name of your blog. That command created a directory with the name of your blog. Let's move into that directory with the command cd followed by the name of your blog. Now that we are inside of our Ghost directory, it's time to install Ghost. Run sudo npm install-production. The production flag at the end of the command is used when you are installing a blog that you want to put online. The production version takes advantage of caching to help your pages load quicker. After Ghost finishes installing, run npm start. This will start your Ghost blog for the first time. Now that it's up and running, hit Ctrl-C to shut it back down. We need to make some changes to the configuration file. Run sudo v config.js to open the config file for editing. Scroll down with the down key until you see the production section. Hit I to start editing the document and change the URL to where your blog will be located. Also change the port number to 2750 to prevent any clashes. After you make these changes, hit escape and type WQ to save the file. Now that we have updated our Ghost configuration, we need to set up an Nginx server block to reverse proxy to our Ghost application. You should already have Nginx set up on your server and ready to go. If not, take some time to get Nginx installed and come back. Let's navigate to our /etc/nginx/sites-enabled folder and create a server block for our Ghost website by typing sudo v and our blog name. Hit I to start editing the document and paste the code provided to set up the reverse proxy for your Ghost blog. The only thing you should need to change is the server name to match the URL of your blog and the port number that Ghost is running on at proxy pass. After you have done this, hit escape:WQ to save and exit. Now that your server block is set up, run sudo service nginx restart to restart your web server to reflect these changes. After Nginx restarts, change back to your blog's directory and run sudo npm start -- production to fire up your blog. I'm going to navigate to the address that I entered when I configured my blog, and you do the same for yours. Fantastic! As you can see, Ghost is now up and running. As it currently stands, once you exit your terminal session, your Ghost application will shut down. In the next section, we will see how we can keep our blog constantly running. In the next video, we will walk through the process of installing Ghost on your Mac for development and testing. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this fourth video of Section 2, we will install Ghost locally on a Mac for development and testing. Upon completion of this video, you will be able to access a locally hosted Ghost blog from your web browser. I know I'm not the only one who wants to have fun developing themes and messing around with Ghost. The easiest and safest way to do this is by installing Ghost locally on your computer instead of taking the risk of causing problems in a live production blog. The process is similar to installing Ghost on Linux, but in application it's a bit different. So we will get started by installing node.js and npm on our Mac. If you have already installed node.js during the first section, it is not necessary to install it again. Let's browse to node.js.org and click Install to download the Mac installer. After the download is complete, run the installer. Let's click through the installer until Node is installed. Now that the installer is finished, let's open up the terminal on our Mac and check to make sure Node and npm were installed correctly. Run node v and npm v. We should see version information for each application. Now that we have Node and npm installed, we can navigate to ghost.org/download to download the latest version of Ghost. After the download is finished, we need to unpack the file, rename the directory, and move it to its destination. Now we need to install Ghost. To do this, let's open our Ghost directory in our terminal. Once we have the directory open in the terminal, run the npm install command to install Ghost and all of its dependencies. After the install finishes, run npm start to launch our blog for the first time. As you can see, it says listening on localhost port 2368. Let's copy this address and open it up in our web browser. That's all there is to it. Ghost is now running locally on our Mac. This means we can easily work on our themes or extensions and start up our local blog for quick testing. I bet you didn't think it was that easy. In this video, we installed Ghost locally on our Mac for development and testing. In the next video, we will go over the process for upgrading Ghost to the latest version on Linux and Mac. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the final video of Section 2, we will walk through the process of upgrading Ghost to the latest version. By the end of this video, we will know how to back up our blog and upgrade it to the latest version on our Mac and from a Linux terminal. So we already learned about the amazing new features planned for Ghost, but what do we do when they're released? We need to download the latest version of Ghost to override the one that we already have installed. The first thing we need to do is export our posts and settings. This applies to both Mac and Linux upgrades. So let's get started by heading to our blog URL with ghost/debug on the end of it. If you aren't already logged in, you will need to enter your email and password. Once you get to the debug page, click on the export button. This will download a file with our blog posts and settings. First, we will cover upgrading Ghost on a Mac, and after that, we will walk through the process on a Linux terminal. Open up your browser and go to ghost.org/download to get the latest version of Ghost. Click on the download button. After the download is complete, double-click on the file to unzip it. Now that Ghost is unzipped, open the directory and let's select all of the files and not the directories. Drag the selected files into the Ghost install that we are upgrading. Click on Replace and let all of the new files replace the old ones. After the files finish transferring, let's delete the core directory on our Ghost install. Copy the core directory from the Ghost download in its place. Now we need to open up our Ghost install in the terminal so we can update our dependencies. Once you are in the directory, run npm install. We have now finished upgrading Ghost on our Mac. Let's navigate to our blog URL to make sure everything went smoothly. Perfect. If you lost any of your data, you will just need to navigate back to your blog URL with ghost/debug at the end to import your posts and settings. This also applies to both Mac and Linux upgrades. Click on Choose File and navigate to the file that we exported at the beginning and click Open. Now hit the Import button. To upgrade Ghost on your Linux server, move to the directory that your Ghost install is located in. Run wget and the address to the latest version of Ghost. Now we unzip the Ghost download to override your current Ghost install with sudo unzip-uo ghost-latest.zip-d and the path to your Ghost install. Next, let's move into our Ghost directory. Then run sudo npm install --production. After that is complete, let's run npm start and open Ghost in our browser to make sure everything is working properly. Great. And remember, if you lost any of your posts, to import the data that we exported at the beginning of the video. We made a lot of progress in this section. We learned about managed and unmanaged hosting options, launched our first Ghost blog with Ghost Pro Managed Hosting. We installed Ghost on a Linux server and also locally on a Mac. And we upgraded to the latest version of Ghost on Linux and Mac. In Section 3, we will get started with setting up and configuring our blog. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this third section, we will configure and set up our blog using all of the options that Ghost makes available to us. By the end of this section, your blog will be fully configured and ready for some cool add-ons and themes. In this first video, we will cover everything inside of Ghost's config.js file. After that, we will set up email, keep your blog up and running, import posts from WordPress, and finally, enter in all the information relating to you and your blog. Ghost's config.js file holds important options relating to Ghost and the way that it runs. In this video, we will learn about all of the configuration options in config.js and how they can be used to ensure that our blog is running efficiently. Let's start by browsing our Ghost directory and opening up config.js. You will notice three sections which are known as environments in your config file. One for development, production, and testing. Whether you are running Ghost for development or have a live blog will determine which section will be used. Let's look through the file and learn what everything does. The first section is development. Ghost runs on the development environment by default. So if you were to run npm start, Ghost will start in the development environment. Development is geared towards development and debugging Ghost. If you are running a production blog, you will want to make sure that it is not running in the development environment. To make sure you don't start it in the development environment, you will need to start Ghost with the production flag. The config file is a JavaScript object with key value pairs. If you're not sure what that means, don't worry about it. The first option is for the URL that your blog will be located at. If you're running a development blog, this will most likely be your local host. The next option is for configuring email. We will cover this in detail in the next video. Then we have the database options. By default, Ghost uses an SQLite database. At the current time, Ghost only supports SQLite and MySQL. So if you would prefer to use a MySQL database for your blog, you can configure it right here. The server host and port are the IP address and port number that Ghost should listen on for requests. For a port number, you can use anything above 1024. Just remember that you can only have one blog running per port. As you scroll down further, you will notice that you find the same options for your production environment. Remember that if you are putting your blog online, then you should be using the production environment. There are a couple of options available that aren't included in the config file by default. The first one is update check. It takes a true or false value. By default, this option is set to true and informs you when there is a newer version of Ghost available for download. The second is file storage. It also accepts a true or false value, and it is set to true by default. If you don't want to store images and other content locally on your blog, you can set this to false. You will then need to provide a URL to the files you are including in your posts instead. The testing environment is for people who are working on developing the Ghost core. You don't need to make any changes to this section. In this video, we learned about all the options and environments located in Ghost configuration file. We will go back inside of the config file in the next video to set up email for password recovery and blog subscriptions. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the second video of section 3, we're going to set up email service for password recovery and email subscription. This step is very important because if you forget your password, you will get locked out of your account after a few attempts. I have experienced this personally on my blog, and it's not fun. So let's take a couple of minutes and get email set up for our blog. First, we need to sign up with Mailgun to dispatch our emails. Let's open up our browser and navigate to mailgun.com. Now click on the Sign Up button so we can create our account. Good news, your first 10,000 emails are free every month. That is way more than we will need. Let's enter our account name, email, and password. No need to worry about payment info. Enter the CAPTCHA and click Create Account. Our email server is now ready to be used. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click Continue to your control panel. We are now in our Mailgun control panel. Let's open up our Sandbox mail server to set up our user credentials. Let's copy over our SMTP login so we can paste it into our config.js file. Paste it into our user option. Now let's copy our default password and paste it into our pass option. If you are setting up email for a production blog, you can copy the entire mail config into the production block. Now let's save our file. We're going to reset our password to make sure that it's working properly. Let's start up our blog and navigate to our Ghost blog/Ghost. Let's click on the Forgot Password button. Now we need to enter the email address we used to log in. We have a green box telling us to check our email for instructions. And here's our email with instructions on how to reset our password. We can now rest easy knowing that our email is set up and working properly. So in this video, we set up our blog's email service for password recovery and in the future blog subscriptions. In this next video, we will learn how to keep our blog up and running 24/7. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this third video of Section 3, we will install and learn about a process manager for Node called PM2. By the end of this video, we will have our Ghost blog up and running 24/7. Until this point, we have been launching our Ghost blog with the npm start command. The problem with using npm start is that your blog will shut back down after you exit the terminal session. We will install a Node process manager called PM2 to manage our Ghost process and keep it constantly running. Let's learn a little bit more about PM2 on the packages page on npmjs.org. It says here that PM2 is a production process manager for Node.js applications with a built-in load balancer. It allows you to keep applications alive forever, to reload them without downtime, and to facilitate common system admin tasks. Sounds like exactly what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and get it installed so we can see how easily we can manage our Ghost application with it. We need to open our Mac or Linux console to install PM2. Once we've got it open, all we need to do is enter the command npm install pm2-g. This will install PM2 globally on our machine. If you encounter any errors, you might need to preface the command with sudo to run as the root user. Now to test that it's been installed correctly, let's run pm2-v. Now that we have PM2 installed, let's browse to the directory of our Ghost install. Now that we're in our directory root, let's start our Ghost blog with PM2. Run the command pm2 start index.js. This will start running Ghost in the default development environment. Let's navigate to our blog in our browser to make sure that it's up and running. Perfect. Now let's open back up our terminal to learn a few more important commands. We can see what application PM2 is currently running with PM2 list. This will tell us the app's name, its ID, process ID, uptime, and memory consumption. We can stop a process by running PM2 stop and the ID number of the process. A process can be restarted at any time by running PM2 restart and the ID or all to restart all processes. We can see that index.js is running again. We can use the all keyword to stop all processes at once as well. Now let's stop and delete the instance of our Ghost blog that is currently running from the list so we can restart it in production mode. All we need to do is run pm2 delete and the process ID. Let's start up Ghost for production. Run node_env equals production pm2 start index.js -- name and the name of your blog. This starts Ghost in the production environment and sets the name of the process. PM2 will now keep our blog up and running nicely. Anytime you make changes to your blog, don't forget to run pm2 restart all afterwards to restart Ghost. So in this video, we learned how to manage and keep our Ghost application running using the awesome PM2 process management tool. In the next video, we will import our post from a WordPress blog, if you have one. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this fourth video of Section 3, we will import our post from our WordPress blog to our new Ghost blog. By the end of this video, all of our posts from WordPress will be live on our Ghost blog. Many of us already have a blog running on WordPress, and we probably want to move our old posts to Ghost. Don't worry, it's quick and easy to migrate your post over to your new Ghost blog. We need to start by navigating to the admin page of our WordPress blog. Once we get logged in, we need to navigate to the plugins section. We need to install a new plugin that will export our post in JSON format so we can import it into Ghost. So let's click Add New and search for Ghost. The first result should be Ghost. As we can see, the description is export your WordPress data to Ghost. This is exactly what we need. Let's click on Install Now. After it finishes installing, click Activate Plugin. The plugin is located under the Tools section. Hover over Tools and let's click on Export to Ghost. Let's scroll down to the bottom and click on the Download Ghost File button. We now have the JSON file we need for Ghost, so we can now say our final farewells to WordPress. Time to navigate to Ghost. Enter the URL of your blog /ghost/debug. If you aren't already signed in, enter your login information and log in. Once we're logged in, we see the import section right near the top. Let's click on Choose File and navigate to the file that we downloaded from our WordPress plugin. After we get that open, let's click Import. If all goes well, we notice the success message pop up at the bottom left of the page, letting us know that our post and data have been successfully imported. Let's make sure that our post imported properly. Let's go to our content and look for our WordPress posts. You should notice that your posts from WordPress are now listed inside of your Ghost content. Good work! In this video, we moved our old posts from our WordPress blog to our new Ghost blog. In the last video, we will take time to enter all of our blog and user settings. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this final video of Section 3, we will be adding all of our blog and user settings to our Ghost blog. By the end of this video, we will have fully configured our Ghost blog, and we will be ready to dive into themes and add-ons. I'm sure like me, you want your users to know about yourself and what your blog is all about. So in this video, we will take time to add all of our blog and user settings. Let's get started by logging into the back end of our Ghost blog. After we get logged in, click on the Settings button at the top. This will take us over to our blog and user settings. This is our general blog settings page. We should note that depending on the theme that we use for our blog, some of these may or may not be utilized. First, we have our blog title. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. Next is our blog description. You should always at least have a title and description for your blog. And then we have buttons to upload a blog logo and cover image. These are both used for Ghost's default theme Casper. Then we have email, which should already be filled in with the address used to log in. The next option is post per page. This applies to index and tag pages. Whatever number you set here is the maximum number of post excerpts that will be shown. Next, we have a checkbox for dated permalinks. It will add the date of a post to the URL of its page. Lastly, for our general blog settings, we have a theme select box. We will cover this in detail in the next section when we start getting into custom theme. Let's click on the Save button at the top of the page to save any additions we have made to our blog settings. Now let's go ahead and add our user settings. Click the user link to the left just below General. Since Ghost version 0.5, we can create multiple users with different permissions. We will cover how to manage users in an upcoming video, but for now, click on your owner account to edit your user settings. Most themes will use these options to display author information at the bottom of each post. Some themes use them for a sidebar widget displaying author information as well. We will enter our name for the first option. Just to the left, we can add a picture of ourselves. Click the circle and navigate to whatever picture you want to use, and it will upload it and include it with your author information. We can also upload a cover photo in the same way. Next is your email address. This should already be filled in as well. Some themes may use this for an email button, but most won't just display your email address on any of your blog pages. Next, we will enter our location and the URL to our blog or another website we may have. You'll probably want to take a minute to write some amazing things about yourself, but I'll just put some gibberish in for now. Lastly, we have an option to change our password. After you're finished entering in your bio and the rest of your information, click on the Save button at the top and we're all done. You can navigate to your blog to see your new information in effect. Let's take a quick look back at all the things we've accomplished in Section 3. We configured our blog in the config.js file, set up email for password recovery and subscriptions, installed the PM2 process manager to keep our Ghost blog up and running, imported all of our posts and tags from WordPress to Ghost, and finally we added all of our blog and user settings. In the next section we will get to the fun stuff, themes and add-ons. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this first video of Section 4, we are going to learn about Ghost themes. By the end of this video, you will understand how Ghost themes work and will be prepared to take your blog to the next level. The more you know about how Ghost themes work, the more cool things you will be able to do with your blog. So we're going to learn about the files and structure that make up a Ghost theme. Ghost themes utilize a templating engine called Handlebars. Let's learn a little bit about Handlebars by checking out their homepage. Let's navigate to handlebarsjs.com. When you get there, scroll down to the Getting Started section. Here it says Handlebars templates look like regular HTML with embedded handlebars expressions. So this means we can mark up our Ghost templates like regular HTML and introduce variables that Ghost provides using handlebar expressions. That is all you really need to know about handlebars for now. When we look at some of the markup in a Ghost theme, we will learn about the variables that Ghost makes available to us via handlebars. The next thing we're going to do is open our Ghost blog directory and navigate to Content, Themes, Casper. Casper is the default theme that ships with Ghost. We're going to take a look at the files that make up Casper to help us learn how a Ghost theme works. As we see in the root directory, there are a bunch of .hbs files. That is the extension for Handlebars template files. Default.hbs contains the footer and header of our template. Index.hbs is the home page of our blog. Post.hbs contains the template for a single post, and tag.hbs creates a list of posts by tag. Under the Assets directory, there is a CSS directory for our style sheets, fonts for fonts and icons, and JS for all of our JavaScript code. Although it's not mandatory, this is the layout that Ghost suggests you use for your themes. Let's go back to the index of Casper and open up default.hbs. This is the file that holds the header and footer for our theme. As you can see, the code in my editor has many different colors. This just makes it easier to read the code. At the top, we have all of our meta information, followed by the links to our style sheets, the footer, and finally our JavaScript files included at the bottom. These things wrapped in the double curly braces are the handlebars expressions. The handlebars expressions are not standard HTML, so we can see that they are colored differently than other parts of the markup in my code editor. The expressions that you notice in light gray that start with curly brackets followed by an exclamation point are comments in handlebars. These allow us to make notes in our code without them being output on our website. The body tag outputs our different page templates for the home page, tags page, and blog article pages. To see what I mean, let's open up index.hbs from the Casper directory. At the top of the file, we see that everything in this file is inserted in the body of the default.hbs template. Loop is a partial that outputs all of our blog posts. Let's open partials and loop.hbs to learn how it works. The for each handlebar expressions loop through and outputs the code in between for every post. Inside of the loop, we have access to post variables like the URL, title, and post excerpt. So with a few basic handlebars expressions and some good old-fashioned HTML and CSS, we have the makings of a Ghost theme. If you're going to create your own theme, you should refer to the Ghost documentation to get more details. Now we have a better idea of what a Ghost template looks like and how it works. This is important to be familiar with when we install comments and Google Analytics into our themes. In the next video, we will browse through some nice free and premium themes and find one that's perfect for our blog. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the second video of section number 4, we will learn where to find themes for our Ghost blog. By the end of this video, we will have looked around the web for some of the best free and premium themes available for us to use on our blog. Before you officially launch your new blog, there is no doubt that you're going to want it to look awesome. Luckily, we can find great free and premium themes to use for Ghost. Let's navigate to the Ghost Marketplace at marketplace.ghost.org. The Ghost Marketplace is a great place to find a new theme. It aggregates different themes available from different sites all over the web. As we can see, we are able to filter through free and paid themes. Let's click on the free filter so we can take a look at some of the themes that are available to download for free. Here we can see that there's quite a bit of very nice themes available for free. The Ghost Marketplace is definitely the best place to find free or paid themes to use for your blog. Next, we're going to take a look at ThemeForest to browse for premium Ghost themes. Let's navigate to themeforest.net. ThemeForest is the largest marketplace for premium themes and plugins on the internet. Click on the Ghost link in the top navigation. This page will list all of the premium Ghost themes that are available for download. We can hover over the featured image for a preview of the theme. Let's click on one to take a peek. Here we get a larger preview and more information about the theme. There's a tab for comments so we can see what others have to say about it, and if everything looks good, we can click Purchase to buy it. Last but certainly not least, we are going to take a look at a great place to search for free open source Ghost themes. Let's get out of here and navigate to github.com. GitHub is a website that is used to share open source projects. Let's go ahead and use the search bar at the top to search for Ghost theme. I'm going to click my first result, which is Ghostwriter. If it's not the same for you, don't worry about it, it doesn't matter. This page is a repository that holds all the files that make up the project. Let's scroll down and take a look at the README. In the README, it lists some of the features, a link to the theme demo, and also a couple of screenshots that show what it looks like. This may not be the case if you're looking at a different repository, but most good themes will include these things in the README. If you like the theme and decide you want to download it, scroll up and up here on the right on the side, there's an option to download zip. Now that we know where to look for free and premium Ghost themes, your homework is to find the one that you would like to use for your blog before moving on to the next video. In the next video, we will take the theme we picked out for our blog and install it. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this third video of section 4, we are going to learn how to install themes. By the end of this video, we will have the theme that we picked out for our blog installed and looking great. Now that we've found a great theme to use on our blog, how do we use it? We need to install and activate it. If you did your homework from the last video, you should have a theme that you want to use picked out and downloaded. I have picked out and downloaded a nice theme to use from the Ghost Marketplace. So I'm going to unzip and open up my theme, and you should follow along with yours. Once you get into your theme directory, you will notice the handlebar files we learned about in the last section. We need to copy the entire directory into our Ghost theme directory. So browse to your Ghost theme directory, open Content, and then Themes. This is the directory that you will need to place any themes you want to use on your blog in. Let's copy our new theme into the Themes directory. Now that we have the theme in our Themes directory, we need to restart Ghost. Or if you're like me, using a development blog, I will just start it up. Once you've started or restarted Ghost, navigate to your blog's admin page. Enter your login information, and once we are logged in, let's navigate to Settings. Scroll down to the Theme Select box at the bottom of the page, and let's select the new theme that we just installed. Now let's save our changes. Let's check out our blog to see our new theme. There it is. Ghost makes adding and installing new themes simple. We are now on our way to having a beautiful Ghost-powered blog. In this video, we downloaded, installed, and activated our new theme. In the next video, we will add the Disqus commenting system to Ghost. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this fourth video of Section 4, we will be adding the Disqus commenting system to our blog. By the end of this video, our users will be able to add comments to our blog posts. Ghost does not come with an out-of-the-box solution for commenting. We will install Disqus comments to allow guests to comment on our blog posts. To get started, we need to navigate to disqus.com. Click the Add Disqus to your site button at the top of the page. Create an account by adding your username, email address, and password. Enter the name for your blog. It will automatically populate the Disqus URL field, and then pick a category that relates to the content you will be publishing. On the next page, it asks us to choose a platform. Click Universal Code. This will work with Ghost. This page gives us step-by-step instructions to install Disqus. The first step has the code we need to include on our post template page. Let's head to and open up our directory for the theme that we are going to use on our blog. We're going to add the code that we copied from Disqus to our post.hbs file. If you are using a custom theme, there's a good chance that they have already included the Disqus code in the theme. If that is the case, like this theme that I have installed, we just need to change the value of Disqus short name to what we set in Disqus. Mine is Rapid Ghost. If this code is not already included in your theme, you'll want to look for the content tag. This is where Ghost outputs your post to. You will want to include your Disqus code below this so that your comment box shows right below your post. After the code is installed in post.hbs, save the file, and we will need to either start or restart our blog if it's already running. After we get our blog started, let's open a post to see if our Disqus comments are showing properly. So as we can see, Disqus is now up and running, and we are ready to accept comments on our blog post. Let's go back to the Disqus page so we can learn about other options that are available to us. Step 2 gives us instructions on displaying the comment count on post excerpts. This is useful if we are creating a new theme or if we want to modify ours to include this functionality. Let's scroll back to the top and click the General tab. Here on the general page, we can edit some additional options like color schemes and other comment options. Feel free to look through here and make some changes. On my blog, I use Disqus out of the box, how it comes, and it works and looks fantastic. We have finished adding Disqus to our blog to allow guests to comment on our post. Our blog is now 100% awesome. In the next video, we will add Google Analytics to our code to keep track of our traffic and our visitors. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this last video of Section 4, we will be adding Google Analytics to our blog to track our traffic and blog statistics. Ghost Pro offers some basic visitor stats, but every website should be using Google Analytics. So in this video, we will install Google Analytics to get more detailed information on our blog's traffic. The first thing we need to do is create an account with Google Analytics. So let's open our browser and navigate to www.google.com/analytics. If you're not already signed into Google, you will see a sign in and create an account link at the top. If for some reason you don't already have an account with Google, take a minute to create one. If you are signed in with Google, click the Access Google Analytics button. I'm going to sign in with my Google account. Now that we're signed in, we need to click the Sign Up button to start using Google Analytics. Now we need to enter some information for our Analytics account. First, let's create a name for our account. Next, we need to enter the name of our blog and the URL that it's located at. After we finish filling in all the information, let's scroll to the bottom and click the Get the Tracking ID button. Here is the tracking code that we need to include in our theme. Let's copy the code in the box and open up our Ghost theme directory. We are going to be placing this code in our default.hbs file, so let's open that up. We are going to place our tracking code above the closing body tag. The reason I choose to include the tracking code above the closing body tag is because that's how Google includes it in their own HTML boilerplate. This allows all of our content to load first instead of having to wait on a potentially slow loading script. I'm going to include my code right above the other scripts included in the theme. If your theme already has the tracking code, we're going to replace it anyways with the one that Google provided for us. Or if it isn't included, just paste it in the spot above the body tag in your file. Google Analytics is now set up on our blog. Let's save this file and restart Ghost to apply our changes. Let's head back to the page we copied the tracking code from so we can get a look at the Analytics dashboard. Click on the Home button to go to the front page of your Analytics account. Then click on All Website Data. This takes us to our Analytics dashboard. Here we will find statistics and information about our blog's traffic and visitors. This will take a day or two to start populating with data. It will be filled with useful information that you can leverage to help improve traffic to your blog and user experience. There's a lot to learn with this powerful software, so you will need to refer to the documentation and some tutorials to unleash its full potential. We got quite a bit done in this section, and we now have an awesome blog that is ready to be filled with content. We learned about the anatomy of a Ghost theme, we downloaded a theme for our own blog from one of the theme marketplaces that we browsed, we installed our newly downloaded theme on our blog, and added Disqus comments and Google Analytics to our theme. Now that we're all set up and ready to go, in the next section we will learn more about blogging and publishing content using Ghost. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the final section of this series, we will cover in depth the process of creating and managing posts on our blog. By the end of this first video, we will know how to mark up and style our post using Markdown. Most content management systems will have you write your post using a WYSIWYG editor. Ghost simplifies this by letting you write in Markdown, leaving the styling of your content up to your theme and its style sheet. Let's learn a little bit more about Markdown by visiting whatismarkdown.com. We see right away that it says Markdown means that your website is being built correctly by professionals. I like the way that sounds. The fourth paragraph says, bottom line, people who edit content should focus on the words and the designer should make them pretty. This is part of the Ghost philosophy that we talked about earlier in the course. All you need to do is worry about writing engaging content. Before we can do this, though, we need to learn how to mark up our posts with Markdown. Markup is the equivalent to if you were structuring your content using HTML. Instead, we are using Markdown, a language designed for marking up content. Let's log into our blog to get started writing in Markdown. After we are logged in, let's click on the green button to create a new post that we can practice writing our Markdown in. A great thing about writing your post inside of Ghost is the nice preview of your content on the right side of the screen. Let's start off with creating different headings. So every hashtag that is added denotes which type of heading it is. One hashtag is an H1. These are usually for page titles. 3 hashtags would be an H3 tag, which is usually used for subheadings inside of your post. We can create unordered lists in our post by marking each item with an asterisk. And an ordered list by making it with a number followed by a period. You can create links in your post by using the direct address. If you want to add an anchor tag to the link, wrap the anchor text in square brackets and wrap the address in regular parentheses. We add images to our post the same way, except that you will add an exclamation point before it. Also, if you find it easier, you can use regular HTML image tag to include the image. You can add blocks of code to your post by denoting it with 4 spaces. You can add dividers to your post by adding 3 dashes. And finally, you can make text bold by wrapping it with 2 asterisks or italic by wrapping it with 1. Ghost Markdown doesn't have support for tables, but you can still include them by marking them up as regular HTML. That's all we need to know to get started marking up our content with Markdown. To help reinforce what we learned in this chapter, we will write our first blog post in the next video. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the second video of Section 5, we are going to write the first post for our blog. By the end of this video, we will have our first post published, letting the world know that our blog is now live. This will also serve to reinforce what we learned about Markdown in the last video. Until you've published content with your Ghost blog, you won't be able to appreciate how easy it actually is. Now that we've learned Markdown, we are going to get comfortable with creating content for Ghost by writing our first blog post. Let's jump right in by logging into Ghost and creating a new post. Once we're signed in, let's click on the green button to create a new post. We will keep this post simple with the goal of introducing users to our new blog. You can follow along as I write a quick post, but feel free to write your own welcome to your users. I'm going to title mine, Welcome to My New Blog. I like to start my post with an introduction paragraph to try to hook the readers in. I will just summarize the topic of the post. Next, I'm going to write a quick self-introduction paragraph to introduce myself to the readers. This way they know that we are now friends. Lastly, I'm going to tell the readers what kind of content they can expect to find on my blog. Now that my introduction post is finished, I usually like to add a couple of tags to help organize the content on my blog. All we need to do to add tags to our post is click on the little tag icon at the very bottom left of the page. Just type in the name of your tags and separate each one with a comma. Now that we're done writing our first post, let's publish it and see what it looks like on the front end of our blog. Here we see the excerpt on our index page. Note that Ghost does not apply any of our markup styling to the post excerpts. Let's click on the link so we can get a good look at the entire post. Here in our single post, we can see that our theme is applying style to our Markdown elements. Everything looks awesome. Ghost really does make blogging simple and elegant. If we rush out a post and decide later that we don't like it or it isn't quite ready yet, we can unpublish the post. If we open the post in the editor, we can use the button at the bottom right of the page to unpublish our post. When a post is unpublished, it is still saved in our admin panel as a draft. Congratulations on your first blog post. In this video, we learned how easy and fun it is to write a post using Markdown and publish it. We also learned how to unpublish and save the post as a draft. Next, we will learn how to use media to take our post to the next level. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this third video of Section 5, we will cover all of the ways in which we can include pictures and image files into our posts. By the end of this video, you will be able to quickly and easily add an image into one of your posts. Ghost has several ways in which you can include images in your posts. We will learn all of the available methods in order to effectively use them when we're creating new posts. To get started, let's log into our blog's admin panel. After we get logged in, let's click on the green button to create a new post. We're going to kick this off with the coolest, newest way to add images to our posts. Type in exclamation point and a pair of brackets. Notice this box that pops up in our post preview. This is an image uploader. It allows us to upload a photo to our blog and include it inside of our posts. We can use this one of two ways. We can drag an image into the box, or we can click on the box and browse to the picture we want to include. Let's click the box and include an image to test this out. I'm going to add this Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas meme because it's awesome. As we can see, our picture now shows in our preview. If we look back over our markup, we can see that it's including the address to where our image was uploaded. Nice and easy. We can add an alt tag to our image by typing it into the square brackets. Next, let's add an image that we found online to our post. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In this fourth video of Section 5, we're going to learn how to embed audio and video files in our posts. Ghost doesn't have the option to upload audio and video into your posts in the same fashion that we uploaded images in the last video. So in this video, we will embed different media elements from third-party hosts. We will start this video out by creating a new post to work in. So let's log into our blog and click on the green plus button to create a new post. Let's get started by embedding a video from YouTube. After all, who doesn't enjoy a good YouTube video? Let's navigate to youtube.com and look for a video to include in our post as a test. I have picked out an awesome video that I want to include in my post. You can get the embed code a couple of different ways. Firstly, we can just right-click the video and click Get Embed Code. Or we can scroll down and click on the Share tab and then the Embed tab. This gives us the embed code and also gives us the option of changing the size of our video embed. It doesn't matter which one you copied, we're going to take it and paste it into our new blog post. As we see, once we paste this code into our blog post, it shows an embedded iframe in the preview area. We can also do the same with Vimeo. Let's go to Vimeo and open up a video. If we hover over the video, we see a paper plane icon at the top right. If we click it, it will give us a pop-up with different ways to share the video. Let's click in the embed box, copy the code, and paste it into our post. As we can see, we now have another embedded iframe in the preview area of our post. Now let's go to soundcloud.com and add a song to our post. I found a random artist. You will notice share buttons on all the songs on the website. All we need to do is click on the share button, click on the embed tab, copy the code, and paste it into our post just like we did for the YouTube and Vimeo videos. If it has an embed code, most likely we will be able to include it in our post. These are just a few popular examples to get you started. Let's publish our post and take a look at it on the front end to make sure that everything's working as expected. And as we can see, all the embeds are working just as we anticipated. In this video, we spiced up our content with rich media included from YouTube, Vimeo, and SoundCloud. We can embed media from other websites into our post as well. In the final video of the course, we will cover the process of managing our post inside of Ghost. Welcome back to Rapid Ghost. In the final video of the series, we will cover the ways in which we can manage our content in the Ghost backend. By the end of this video, you should have your blog online, looking fantastic, and you should be enjoying the freedom of easily publishing content to the web with your new blog. Most articles aren't completed in one sitting. Let's learn how to effectively manage our drafts and content in Ghost. The first thing we need to do is log back into our blog. If you've been following along during the last couple of videos, you might have saved a couple of the posts as drafts, and as we can see, they are saved right here on my management page and are denoted with the word draft in red text. Since they are drafts, they are not being displayed on the front end of my blog. This is one of the most important features that Ghost provides when it comes to managing our content. This makes it helpful so that we are not rushed into quickly writing our post and publishing it right away. Let's click on the pencil icon to edit one of our draft posts. At the bottom right, we have a button to save our post as a draft. If we are ready to publish our post, we can click the down arrow and click the Publish Now link in the drop-up menu. Now the button gives us the option of publishing the post instead of saving it as a draft. Let's click on the gear icon to see what options are available for our post. First, we have the option of changing the URL of our post. By default, this is generated automatically based on the post title. Next, we have an option for changing the publish date and time of the post. Currently, you can only set a date in the past and not in the future for scheduling posts. But this can be useful if you are including an older post in your blog. Next, we have an option for picking the author of the post. Since Ghost 0.5, you can have multiple authors on your blog. And then we have a checkbox for a static page. This allows us to create a page that can be included statically in our theme so that the content will not be included in the normal blog feed. We also have a button to completely delete our post. Once we delete a post using this button, there isn't any way to bring it back. If we want to take the post down without deleting it, we can unpublish it instead. This will save the post as a draft without having it show up on our blog. As of Ghost 0.5, we can now add authors to our blog. This will allow them to sign in and publish content. Let's open up our settings page on our blog administration area. Here we can click on the Users tab and then click on the green button at the top right of the page. All we need to do here is enter our new author's email address and click the Send Invitation Now button. We can now see the new author in our users list under the Invited Users subsection. They will remain here until the new author receives the email and accepts our invitation. We have gotten quite a bit done during this course. We learned more about Ghost and Node.js and installed it on our target platform. We set up and configured our blog. We added a custom theme, comments, and analytics to our blog. And finally, in this section, we created content and learned how to manage it. Thanks for following along, and it was a pleasure having you. Now journey on with your new blog and share with the world.